Hey guys, and welcome to the podcast. I'm really happy about today's guest, Kayla Ihrig from the Netherlands, and she's going to talk to us all about using LinkedIn as a marketing strategy, all the tools, tips, tricks, and strategies, and really happy to have her on. So, Kayla, welcome.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, and briefly introduce yourself, and we'll dive into the conversation.
I'm actually from Pennsylvania originally, and when I moved abroad, I ended up becoming self-employed as a means to an end. That was a long time ago now, but I fell into digital marketing and I love it. And LinkedIn is one of my favorite places to hang out on
Yeah,
the internet. I think it's really friendly and productive and a very cool community and tool that a lot of people don't tap
yeah,
to its fullest potential.
yeah. Interesting. And talk LinkedIn. So, why is LinkedIn the most underrated or overlooked strategy?
LinkedIn is huge, but it is not crowded. And that's what sets it apart from other social platforms of a similar age. So that kind of, if you compare it to Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok's younger, but
Yeah,
it is that the numbers, I think it's less than 1% of users that post daily. Whereas that is a radically different number on Instagram or
yeah,
Facebook where people are really competing. How many people publish 10 tweets a day? The stage is open. You can pick up the mic and you have people's attention.
yeah. And when I started paying attention to LinkedIn, it was about around 3, 4 years ago. And back, I think it was like during the COVID time. And back then, LinkedIn was very overlooked and underrated. Is LinkedIn still that way, or because now I know a lot of people have started to pay attention to LinkedIn and start using it for posting, for now they've got creator highlights. Talk about that.
I think that TikTok and the explosion of opportunity there led to a lot of interest in other overlooked platforms where people saw, oh, I'm taking off on TikTok. Let me throw my videos on LinkedIn, Facebook, Pinterest. So LinkedIn saw that surge, and short form videos are back on the platform. They were there and then they were gone and now they're back. So, of course, people are coming from TikTok or other platforms where they have big followings, but there's still a lot of room for people to engage and create. And it's a lot less work to comment and engage on LinkedIn than it is to go on to make a quality video on TikTok. In my opinion, I think it's a lot less work.
Yeah, and excellent. And talk about your how you help clients. What do they come to you for, and how you help them grow and scale their businesses?
I am currently I call it LinkedIn Copilot. I am helping people just understand the platform, orient and improve their profiles, and then offer some accountability for people who are wanting to post and they start and then they peter out. A lot of people have these stories where they started with LinkedIn, and I do too, because I've also gone through phases in my life. I did my first LinkedIn training in
Yeah,
2014, actually. My college class, my professor asked me if I would teach the unit or a lesson on LinkedIn because he didn't use it. And he said,
yeah,
you're always on there. You should teach it. And I've also gone through phases in my life where I'm opening up every day. It's my favorite place. And then I'm focusing on other things and then I come back to it. So I understand that people phase in and out of every social media platform, but a lot of people, there's kind of these phases where people are really determined to be back. September is a big surge.
oh,
January is the surge of the year. This is the year I'm finally going to
uh,
grow on LinkedIn. And
uh,
if you don't grow, it's just because you quit.
yeah,
Because if you spend the time, you will grow. It's a very simple equation.
yeah. The other question I have for you is I've recently heard, I was back in the days, people were talking about LinkedIn and they say LinkedIn is a resume site. How do you address that criticism?
They're just confused, I think, because it hasn't been a resume site in a long time. Maybe it was back in the day, but it's not now. And I think that you should see your profile as a landing page, because if you compare your LinkedIn profile to other profiles on social media compared to your Instagram feed, those are two radically different things. your LinkedIn has your experience, actual recommendations, which are the most trusted recommendations you can have online. Nobody trusts video or testimonials on your website. You can hire someone from Fiverr to make a video testimonial, but LinkedIn recommendations, it just builds trust. And that's where people are missing out. Your profile is a landing page for whatever you want right now, a job, clients, media features. That's how I use the platform a lot as a writer. I'm looking for media features, and a lot of people are really not selling themselves in any way.
Interesting. So then, if we know with the audience, we have people that have tens of thousands of followers, people that are starting out from scratch. What should somebody just starting out? How should they be using LinkedIn? What should they be doing? What should they be posting about?
They should be commenting more than anything. So posts on LinkedIn, your own post can get hundreds or thousands of views, but commenting on other people's posts, if you spend 30 minutes just engaging with other people, you are going to rack up tens of thousands of views on those comments. And this is so important to LinkedIn that they actually show you the impressions on every single comment you leave. So you can gauge it yourself and see the impact. It's huge.
Yeah. And what's the biggest mistake that you see newbies making on the platform?
I would say that people think that they post in ghosts. That's a problem. You post and then you disappear. You also don't warm up the algorithm. So you should be engaging with people before you post. Post your content, then continue to engage, right? Like you have to give the engagement that you hope to receive. And I think that a lot of people see it as a megaphone instead of a conversation. It's not content marketing as much as it is relationship marketing.
Oh, interesting. The other question is, what features are best? What features should creators or influencers or professionals be utilizing? And we mentioned the shorts, we mentioned posting. What about like the newsletter, live streams, all of those other features?
I would say that if you're comfortable with live stream video, it's a great thing to try. It's a feature that not everyone's using, so that helps you stand out a bit more. And newsletters, there's a kind of a debate back and forth about whether or not to grow your newsletter on LinkedIn. I would say that if you already have your own newsletter, focus on getting people to sign up to that on MailerLite, Kit, whatever you're using.
Yeah. So we're getting a lot of comments from the audience, and one of them is she's a YouTuber, and she gets a lot of comments from people from India in spam talking about how they can use SEO to improve her channel.
Oh yeah. I get that too. People pitch me their SEO services, and I have SEO services of my own, so they're really barking up the wrong tree trying to sell to me.
Next question I will have for you is talk about some of your successes and wins that you've had. You talked about one client who got a book deal, and also you've been featured in BBC, Forbes, HubSpot, GoDaddy, and Success Magazine.
Yeah, LinkedIn has been the origin story for a lot of those opportunities. And I feel like everybody likes to brag about how many followers they have online to show their success, but I like bragging about how few followers I have on LinkedIn and what I've gotten. I have under 4,000 followers, but I've gotten clients, media features, friends. I got a book deal through LinkedIn. It came to me through LinkedIn with a small following. And I think I don't know. I like to always point out that you don't need a lot of followers. And I've also never gone viral. I just posted, showed up, and had my offers clear. It's the basics of letting people know who you are, that you're real, because that's part of what engagement is on platforms these days, is proving that you're not a bot or a fake profile that's been set up. There's a lot of fake profiles, and they can be really hard. It's hard to know. Everyone has lost trust. And with AI, it's so easy to fake anything that you want. I actually talked to Adam Connors. He's a professional networker, and he said that we have moved into the age of the relationship economy, where your relationships are one of the most valuable things that you have. And I found that LinkedIn to be the best place to grow real relationships with new people.
Oh, interesting. What's the simplest LinkedIn win most people miss?
I think commenting, I know I've already said that, so I won't linger there. I'll move on to something else. Not making your profile the landing page for whatever you're looking for right now. I would say if you're looking for new clients for a specific service, tailor your banner and your headline and your about section and your feature. Tailor all of that to focus on funneling one person. Don't feel like you need to represent your whole 20 years of work history. Let that go and focus on the conversation that you actually want to have.
Yeah. Another question, is LinkedIn only for professionals? What about if, for example, musicians or artists, is LinkedIn the place to be, or should they be focused on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. I think if you're looking to build your personal brand, LinkedIn can still bring you a lot of opportunities, but it will depend on the opportunities that you're looking for. I think the question to answer is, who do you want to connect with? If a musician was looking to connect with producers or other artists to collaborate with, are they on LinkedIn? And that's where you need to spend some time on the platform, looking for people, using the search feature, and seeing how often people are active. Are they posting on their own? Are they engaging? LinkedIn makes it really easy to see this. You can go to someone's profile and look at their activity. When did they last post? When did they last comment? And you get a sense of if someone's actually active or not. And then see if your crowd, see if they're hanging out on LinkedIn. But I think most people, there's something to gain.
Oh, interesting. Another question is LinkedIn versus Twitter, because it sounds like a lot of professionals, they use both, but what are your thoughts on Twitter versus LinkedIn?
It's a very different speed. It comes down to partially the algorithm and how much people post. So a lot of people post many times a day on Twitter, whereas people are not posting multiple times. That's quite rare on LinkedIn. Most people aren't even posting once a day. So you will see things on your feed that are hours, days, sometimes weeks. I think the record for me might be 12 weeks. I saw something that was 12 weeks old on LinkedIn, still on my home feed.
Wow.
So the rates of conversation, I would say it's much slower on LinkedIn. I think it comes down to where you like to hang out, though. If you open LinkedIn, if you don't feel interested in the platform, maybe you need to follow some new people. That's something a lot of people open up LinkedIn and it's like a party full of all their ex coworkers and they're not really into that vibe. I get that. You need to engage with new people. But if you are not feeling the platform, you prefer Twitter, then that's just maybe the place where you're going to get the most ROI because you're enjoying it more. I don't enjoy Twitter, for example. I don't enjoy it at all. It's not my scene. So I've never used it well. I've written about it, I've researched, I've interviewed experts, but I have not used it to market myself or any of my clients. So I used to run the Twitter. I did a lot of Twitter content back when I worked for the American Red Cross, but that was 10 years ago. So it's an ancient memory.
Wow. Excellent. And lastly, how can people connect with you and contact you, follow you, and learn more from you?
I would love to hear from everyone on LinkedIn. If you want to connect, send me a connection request and send a message to let me know that you came from the show. I don't accept random connection requests without any context. That's also a good tip. If you actually want to connect with someone, do it from your computer, because if you use the app, it automatically sends without a message. It's very easy to hit send without the message. So do it from your computer, send a thoughtful note. And maybe that would have been a better tip, by the way, for what's one thing people should, an easy win. It's send personal connection requests and let people know what you do. Hey, I saw that you're posting about digital marketing. I do this. I would love for us to learn from each other. Treat it like a normal conversation. I think that's really fundamental, that to understand LinkedIn is not that different from normal life, normal communication. Just be clear and enjoy it. Get to know people.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks so much for coming on and keep up the great work.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.